Welcome to the Eastern Panhandle Board of Realtors Education Connection for December. I'm Brittany Newman, our current past president, and your 2023 Forms Vice Chair.
I'm Andrew Foltz, and I'm your 2023 Forms Chair. Please consult with your broker for any questions about these forms that we're about to go over and how they pertain to your company.
Andrew, we're going over the lead-based paint form first here today. Can you just tell me when we would use this form?
Sure. So my company actually requires it for no matter when the year of the house was built. So on the very top part of it, we're going to put the address of the property, and then we're going to disclose what year the house was built. Most of the time people know, but sometimes they don't. And there's actually a section for that as well. But if the house was built before 1978, there's a high probability that this house may have lead-based paint in it. And this is something that needs to be disclosed because lead-based paint can be harmful to you.
Great, thanks. And then as we go down this form here, you have a couple different other sections, one for the seller disclosures and then purchaser acknowledgments. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Sure. So the seller needs to disclose if they know of their house having lead-based paint. These houses that were built in 1920s and 30s, most of the time they do have them, but there are tests that can be done on the paint to figure out if it does have lead-based paint or not. If they know about it, they need to disclose that they know, and if they don't know, then there's a section right there as well to say they have no knowledge of it.
Perfect. And then just to wrap up this form, we have agent acknowledgments and then there's certification of accuracy. Can you just touch on those as well?
Sure. I'll also go over section 3, which is the purchaser's acknowledgement. So as long as the seller, has no records or anything like that, the purchaser still needs to know that there are no records of it. The pamphlet, Protect Your Family from Lead in Your Home form needs to be given to the purchaser. And then the purchaser will then decide if they want to do a lead-based paint test or if they want to waive the opportunity. Usually if the house was built in 2022 or something like that, there's really no need to do it, but they still have the opportunity to do a test or not. The agent does have to disclose, listing agent and selling agent does have to conform to this form, and the certificate of accuracy is obviously the signature part of the document.
Perfect. And just one more question, Andrew. I'm so sorry. So you had mentioned the Protect Your Family from Lead-Based Paint pamphlet. We do not have that in our EPBR forms uploaded. So where would someone get that form if they needed it and it was not in our EPBR library?
They can get it from the EPA website.
Perfect. Thanks, Andrew, so much for going over the lead-based paint form. Now we're going to transition over to the letter of intent to purchase.
Okay, Brittany, let's go over the letter of intent to purchase real estate. When would be a good time to use this form?
Andrew, that's a very excellent question. So before we kind of get into that, it's important to know that this letter of intent is not an actual contractual agreement. It's really just to notify a seller that you are interested in the property, but there's still full contracts to come that would need to be fully outlined and fully executed in order to make this deal happen. So even if they sign the bottom of this form, it doesn't really mean anything until we actually have the full agreement of sale. So to use this form, it's commonly used sometimes in situations where a buyer may want to do a lowball offer and the seller or the selling agent has pretty much told you that they didn't think that was going to work. So we sort of do this letter of intent to put our feeler out there of what we're intending to put in terms, and then the seller will get back to us on if it's even feasible, and if not, maybe we can negotiate better up front before getting into all the contracts of the documents.
Okay. What would be the feasibility study number 4?
Very great question. So the feasibility study is really any sort of inspections or research that needs to be done on the property on behalf of the buyer. So it's more or less like your contingencies. Okay,
that'd be a good place to put it. Number 9 is talking about non-binding. What is non-binding again?
Non-binding would mean that this, no matter whether it's signed, it's not going to get them the home until they actually sign an agreement of sale.
Thank you for tuning in to the Education Connection for December. Please tune in next month as we go over some more forms.